When people talk about camouflage from the Rhodesian Bush War, they usually talk about one pattern: Rhodesian bush struggle. But there was another pattern, another camouflage being worn during the same period, a camouflage that came from the other side of the Zambezi River. Zambian camouflage. Zambian camouflage was not only supplied to regular soldiers, it was also supplied to freedom fighters throughout southern Africa after Zambia's independence. This isn't just some obscure military pattern, because during the conflicts of southern Africa, uniforms like this could end up crossing borders, changing hands, and even being worn by the very same people that the governments that originally had issued them were fighting. To understand how that happened, we have to understand the country that produced this camouflage: Zambia. After Zambia got independence from Britain on October 24th, 1964, its first president would become one of its most important political figures in the liberation struggle of southern Africa: Kenneth Kaunda. Kaunda came to power during a period when much of Africa was breaking away from European colonial rule. But independence wasn't the end of the struggle. To Zambia's south was Rhodesia, where a white minority government had declared independence from Britain and refused to accept majority rule. To the west and southwest were other territories still under Portuguese or South African control, and Kaunda increasingly saw the liberation of southern Africa as connected to Zambia's own independence. Kaunda was also part of a much larger international movement against colonialism and racial oppression. He met with figures such as Martin Luther King Jr., and Zambia became increasingly visible on the world stage as an independent African state speaking against minority rule and apartheid. But Kaunda wasn't simply looking for confrontation. He repeatedly pushed for negotiations and diplomatic pressure. At the same time, when peaceful political change failed, Zambia provided important support and sanctuary to liberation movements operating in the region. This put Zambia in an extremely dangerous position, because supporting liberation movements meant putting pressure on the white minority government surrounding the country. While Zambia itself remained economically dependent on some of those same territories for transportation, fuel, electricity, food, and trade, U.S. intelligence assessments from the period recognized just how vulnerable Zambia was. The country's economy depended heavily on copper exports, while its geographic position left it exposed to retaliation from the white-ruled states surrounding it being a landlocked country. I want to give a shout out to Commando Post for putting together all the pictures of the Zambian camouflage and a little bit of information and sources as well. Honestly, is what kind of inspired the video, but there isn't too many pictures of this camouflage out there. I was actually just watching a video and saw some Cubans in Angola wearing the camo, so I guess Zambia was giving the Cuban soldiers stuff too. But I'm gonna just play a couple of pictures. Y'all be easy.